The very first Mercury retrograde season of 2024 will begin on April the 1st and ends on April the 25th. And the key theme for this particular Mercury retrograde season is that you now have the opportunity, and you're also receiving the cosmic nudge, to design your future path your way, to step into the role of the creator of your destiny, that you now get to decide how you want to live your life, what you want to create. So this is a beautiful and powerful Mercury retrograde season. And if you're usually the kind of person that doesn't really like Mercury retrograde season, then maybe this one will change your mind, because this Mercury retrograde season is truly to assist us. I truly believe, and I have also learned and realized how beneficial Mercury retrograde seasons are, because it gives us that opening, it gives us that time and space to work the energy of the Mercury retrograde season, of whatever comes up. Because each Mercury retrograde season has somewhat of a different theme. And like I said, for this one, it's all about designing your future path your way, where you are meant to be the creator of your destiny, designing and also deciding on what life you want to live, what path you want to walk on, what you want to create, what you want to experience. So it's a powerful opportunity for us to really step into the role of the creator of our own destiny. And in this video, I want to share with you the 5 key things that I think you should know about this particular Mercury retrograde season, so you too can really make the most out of what's available with this Mercury retrograde season. So the first thing that I want you to know is that there's an invitation for you to really go back to the drawing board, to really refine, decide, and also design your future path, your soul's higher path. And this is including, like, right now, what you want to experience now, and then moving forward in the future. Because you really have the opportunity now to step into the role of the divine creator, to really be the creator of your destiny, deciding what is it that you want to create, what is it that you want to experience, which is also why you may have noticed I'm wearing my shirt that I'm the creator of my destiny, because I want to just have that visual reminder that you do have the power within you to create the life that you would like on your terms. That's why the key theme is to to design your path, your future path, your way, not someone else's way, not someone else's vision, but no, your way. And this can also mean that you may go a different way that other people may want for you, or that they try to nudge you into, or whatnot. So now with this Mercury retrograde season, you're really cosmically invited and nudged to create your life the way you want to live it. Experience the experiences that you want to experience, without holding back, without limiting yourself, without stepping into the vision of someone else or whatnot, that maybe someone else has that vision for you or whatnot. Or even also not limiting yourself just because other people don't think you can have what you want doesn't mean that you can't have it, right? So now with this Mercury retrograde season, you're really being invited. Now you may have already noticed that pre-Mercury retrograde season, because you have the 2 weeks before and then you have the 2 weeks after. The 2 weeks before, you're basically being guided, you're being nudged, you're being shown what areas you will be working with, right? And then the Mercury retrograde season is when you actually do the work of whatever you uncovered before Mercury went retrograde. And then you have the 2 weeks after, where you basically just tie up loose ends that you didn't really get to while you're in Mercury retrograde. So you may have already noticed that some areas of your life kind of became more aware to you. You became more aware of certain things that were out of alignment. Now, during Mercury retrograde, you're really meant to really design your future path about each and every area of your life that you feel are out of alignment, and just your path moving forward. You're being guided, you're being asked to really go back to the drawing board. You now get to create and design and define what you want to experience moving forward, what you want to create, what you want to manifest into your life. So that's the first thing. You're being invited to go back to the drawing board to really design your future path your way. Then the second thing I want you to know is that you're also being invited to elevate your vision. Because as you're going back to the drawing board, you're creating your future path, or you're designing your future path, you're also then meant to really elevate your vision, to really open yourself up to a new, more expansive way. Now, I've talked about it before, that now moving forward, now that we're in the age of Aquarius, things will evolve. They will expand. Your role as a light worker, as an intuitive, as a healer, as a psychic, as a coach, a mentor, a way shower will evolve. So here now, you're also, with this Mercury retrograde season, you're meant to evolve your vision of what's really possible for you, what you can do, what is really available to you, what you're meant to step into. So you're meant to open yourself up for a new, a brighter, more expansive way. And to also open yourself up and be ready to be shown what that more expansive future will look like, because that will also help you as you're crafting your plan for your path moving forward. You want to be open to receive that greater or grander view of your future, of your path, because then you can put that down, you can work with it, you can plan around that to include whatever vision you have received, because so much more is possible for you. You're meant to evolve, you're meant to expand, you're meant to step into a grander role of why your soul has come here, especially now in the age of Aquarius. So just be open to that, evolve your vision, expand your vision, and be open to that, be ready for that. Then the third thing I want you to know is that there's a lot of planning, a lot of crafting, reviewing, and adjusting that now happens, because you're really meant to craft your plan. Now, you may have already set your intentions beginning of the year. Maybe you've already done somewhat of a plan and your goals and your roadmap for the year or whatnot. But now with this Mercury retrograde season, you're really meant to go back to what you've written before and to evaluate, is this still in alignment? And if you haven't done anything, then this is perfect, because you're really meant to plan your roadmap for the path moving forward. You're really meant to craft your plan. Like I said, going back to the drawing board, you now get to be the creator of your destiny. So what do you want to create? So here is about crafting a plan. That is really the key focus here, to plan out your future. So here you are meant to then plan, then review what you have planned out, then to see, does it really feel in alignment, or does something feel out of alignment? Does it feel maybe constricted or just totally wrong or whatnot? Maybe you're making that plan from that limited point of view rather than more expansive point of view. So during Mercury retrograde season, you will be doing a lot of that planning, that crafting, that reviewing, that adjusting, because first you need to plan out whatever you want to experience, whatever you want to call forth, the life that you want to live. Then craft that plan. What all needs to happen for you to create that? So let's say you want to start a business. You feel called to step into the role of a spiritual business owner, really start offering your services. So that is the plan. That's what you want to create, right? Then you want to craft that plan by defining, well, what all needs to happen? Well, I may need a website. I may need to actually register my business. I need to actually have products, services, and ways to take payments and all these different things. Maybe I actually need to get help too, because I don't know anything about starting a business. All of those different things, right? So you want to then craft that plan of what do you need to do, what needs to happen for you to really step into that. Then you also then want to review your plan to see, is any of the things that you have written down, that you have crafted, is this in alignment? If not, you want to tweak it. If maybe your vision is quite limited, you then meant to then adjust it by evolving your vision, by really expanding and elevating your vision, and then adjust as necessary. You want to be in soul alignment, because your soul has come here at this time for a very important reason, which is why this very first Mercury retrograde in 2024 and in the age of Aquarius is so important, because we are truly meant to craft that plan for our future path, and we're meant to craft it our way. The age of Aquarius is all about growth, transformation, innovation, going about things your own unique way, because your soul has a unique soul blueprint. And by the way, here I want to mention something to you. I have a free little mini program about unlocking your soul blueprint. The link is in the description below, where I will guide you on how to really connect with your soul blueprint, so you can uncover, well, what is it that you truly want? Because when you're crafting your plan, you don't want to craft your plan based on what you think and being in ego territory, being in your mind, because then you are being in limitation. You want to connect deeply. You want to really drop into your heart. You want to connect with your soul self. And from there, you want to then craft your plan. You want to then evolve your vision based on what your soul desires to do. So like I said, I dropped the link in the description below so you can check it out. Like I said, it's an absolutely free mini program with a few lessons to really help you tap into your soul's blueprint. That is going to be very important now and moving forward, that you craft your plan and design your future based on your soul's blueprint, what your soul has come here to do and how to best go about it. Then the fourth thing I would like for you to know is that you will also receive a lot of upgrades, a lot of energetic upgrades throughout this Mercury retrograde season. Because also you will then realize that a lot of old stuff needs to fall away. As you're then really aligning yourself to that new vision of yours, that future path, you're crafting your plan for your future path, you're also realizing then a lot of old stuff needs to fall away in order to open yourself up for something new, for that new higher way. So these upgrades will assist you in, for one, becoming aware. And as you're working with, crafting your plan, you will then also realize that certain things need to fall away, that maybe some beliefs that you've had are simply outdated, are actually holding you back, and those type of things. So you then feel more empowered to really then make that shift, make that choice for yourself that, no, I don't want this no more. And you're being assisted with these cosmic energetic upgrades to make that shift, release those old things, those old and outdated things with more ease. Because as you release the old, you then open yourself up to the new. And in order to really then step into crafting your future and creating that plan in the physical, certain things may just need to fall away that are limiting you, that are holding you back. But you will also receive that cosmic assistance with these energetic upgrades to make this transition easier, to really help you let go of the things that you really don't need anymore. And then the fifth and final thing that I want you to know is that there's also that inner awakening, that inner growth that can be felt as you're really stepping into the role of being the creator of your own destiny. Because as you envision, you align, and then you create. So as you're really tuning in and connecting with your soul's blueprint, you're connecting with your future path, you're designing your future your way without any limitation, but really creating it your way, whatever you want to do. And then you envision it. I want to invite you to actually also envision it in great detail. That yes, you get to have that. That yes, this is possible for you. That yes, this is your future reality. The more you align yourself to that, which is really important, you want to energetically align yourself to your future vision, and then you create it in the physical by taking those soul-inspired, soul-aligned steps. That's why connecting with your soul's blueprint is so very important, because as you're then crafting your plan based on what your soul desires, that is the key. You never want to craft a plan based on ego's limitation, right? Because your ego has limitations. Your ego is based on fear and doubt and limitations. So you can't create this beautiful future by really tapping into your ego mind. You want to tap into your source. You want to tap into soul and connect with that part within you that is limitless. And then as you're then tapping into that and you're receiving the insights, the guidance of what steps to take, you will then create your reality. But now with this Mercury retrograde season, as you're really crafting your plan, as you're doing this beautiful work, you will also realize that you do have the power within you to be the creator of your own destiny. That is your role, and you can step into that. You must choose to step into it. You must choose to be the creator of your destiny. And I want you to know that you truly have it within you to be the creator of your destiny. So here you go, you have the 5 key things that I thought you should know about this particular Mercury retrograde season. I really think it's going to be an exciting Mercury retrograde season that I really hope that you're going to make the most of. And let me share with you how you can actually make the most out of this Mercury retrograde season. Now, for one, like I said, go back to the drawing board. You want to take time out each and every day or multiple times each week to really connect with your future vision. What is it that you truly want to create? And then plan, then craft, review, and adjust your plan. Whenever you notice that something feels a little off, readjust it, tune into it, like see what is off about this. Why doesn't it feel an absolute heck yeah, right? You want to really have the feeling that yes, it feels absolutely right, like a super perfectly fitting shoe. Right? It needs to feel like that. It absolutely fits perfectly, 100%. If it feels a little bit off, you want to tune in to see why does this feel off. And if you're not quite sure of what exactly you want to create, then focus on the essence of what you want to experience. Do you want to create a life of immense fulfillment, freedom, joy, happiness, abundance? Then focus on that. Focus on the key essence of what you want to experience and then align yourself to that. Connect to that on a daily basis. Because maybe you're not quite ready to receive the bigger picture yet of what you're meant to be doing. Maybe there's some inner resistance happening too, which is perfectly fine. So connect with the essence of what you want to experience and then tap into that. The more you tap into that, that then also opens you up to receiving what you want in whatever way is to your highest and greatest good. Because if you want to experience immense freedom, it can come in many different ways. If you want to experience immense abundance and have financial freedom, that also can come in many different ways. So if you, let's say, if you're in a job and there's no way for you to actually get a raise, if maybe you're just tapped out or maybe they're not doing promotions or anything like that, then you may not be able to receive the raise through your job. But then if you just tap into the energy of financial abundance, that then opens you up to other possibilities, other opportunities. Maybe then you feel called to maybe start a business, or maybe you then getting an opportunity for a better job, or you're getting money from all kind of sources, whatever it is, right? So if you're not quite sure what it is that you want to create in your life, as far as in the physical, let's say a business or a career or a loving partner, whatever it is, then just start with the essence of what you want to experience. Now, if you already do know what you want, so for example, if you are, let's say, already in a business and you want to evolve that or something like that, then also you craft that plan around what you want to create, but then also connect with the essence of what you want to experience as well, because that then too opens you up to infinite possibilities for you to attract whatever you want to experience. But use this Mercury retrograde season to really craft your plan. Now, you're not meant to take any action yet. The Mercury retrograde season is all about the planning, the crafting, the reviewing, the adjusting. No physical action is needed yet beside the crafting, the planning, and adjusting and stuff like that. You're really making your plan. But no actual action is yet required. That comes after Mercury retrograde season has ended. And then even shortly after, you may notice then that pushed, okay, now is the time to move forward. But you still have those 2 weeks then afterwards to then also tie up loose ends as well, to refine your plan. Even in case something didn't really quite feel right, you can adjust that too. But during Mercury retrograde season, from April the 1st to the 25th, it's all about going back to the drawing board to design your future path your way. No action is needed other than the actual crafting. And then also, after you've done your plan, and as you are planning, you also want to energetically align yourself to it. You want to envision it. You want to connect to it. You want to even magnetize it. So it's all that energetic work that is required of you, basically, that you're being invited to focus on during the Mercury retrograde season. So as you're then planning, as you're connecting to it, as you're envisioning it, as you're energizing it, you're really tuning in like, yes, that feels so great. That yes, I want this. Yes, this is mine. This is what I'm going to create. You're energizing it. You may also want to put the intention by that you want to magnetize your plan. You want to magnetize your vision as well. That will then also help you then create it and craft it and design it and manifest it in the physical with more ease. So here you go. You have the key things to know about this Mercury retrograde season, how to make the most of it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like button. Maybe share it with someone that you think could benefit from listening to this. And maybe leave me a comment below. Let me know, how do you feel about what I shared with you? Does it resonate with you? Do you feel called to really become the creator of your destiny? I would love to know. Leave me a comment below. And then also, be sure to check out this video here. It's a light language activation to really help you manifest in alignment. That's also going to assist you now with crafting your plan and then also magnetizing it. So thank you so much for being here. I really hope you have a wonderful Mercury retrograde season, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Until then, make an amazingly abundant and joyful day. Namaste.